The crater still smoked when the alien girl emerged, her violet skin charred and her breathing shallow. Her name was Salith, a young Thari child from the peaceful planet Avena, now reduced to ash. Her people, gentle, telepathic, and defenseless, had never believed in war. And they had paid the price. The Korak had descended from the stars like a plague of steel locusts, reducing Avena's forests and crystal cities to molten glass. The Thari were harvested like cattle, some for experiments, some simply for sport. Salith had survived only because her parents had hidden her in a food capsule and launched it into deep space, praying the universe would show mercy. It didn't. The capsule drifted into the outer edge of a red zone system, a place no civilized species dared approach. It was marked in galactic charts with one name, Terra, home of the humans. Salith had heard stories. The humans were monsters, bloodthirsty, warmongering, uncivilized. While most species evolved to share, to understand, to integrate, the humans fought. Every decade brought tales of new human wars, not out of necessity, but out of will. Their weapons were primitive yet devastating, their tempers short, their morality alien. They were the galaxy's mad dogs, contained by treaties, feared by neighbors, studied like viruses. And yet, as her damaged capsule crash-landed on one of their moons, it was humans who found her. A team of Terran Marines, stationed in the sector for strategic deterrence, arrived within minutes. Clad in black armor, faces obscured, weapons ready, they looked exactly like the nightmares she'd been warned about. Salith whimpered as their boots thudded toward her. Life form detected. Xenotype non-hostile. Juvenile, one of the Marines reported, lowering his plasma rifle. The leader, Sergeant Mara Voss, knelt beside Salith. Her visor retracted, revealing a scarred but surprisingly gentle face. "It's a kid," she muttered. "Someone did a number on her." "Orders, Sarge?" another asked. "Secure her. Medical evac. And notify command, we've got a refugee." They took her to Outpost Helix 7, a human military base, hidden beneath the moon's ice crust. Salith was terrified. But to her shock, she wasn't imprisoned or dissected. She was treated, fed, healed, spoken to gently, even when she flinched at every movement. She didn't understand their language at first, but one Marine, Private Torres, barely older than a teenager himself, brought her books, old educational tablets, and spent hours teaching her basic Terran standard. "You don't have to be scared of us," he told her one day as she traced letters on a screen. "We're not all bad." "You fight," she whispered. He nodded. "Yeah, we do. But not for fun. Not always. Not like the Korak." The name made her tremble. Torres noticed. "They're the ones who did that to your world." She nodded. He stood. "Then we've got something in common." Weeks passed. Salith healed and watched. She saw how the humans trained, how they joked, how they mourned. She learned that their violence wasn't mindless, it was focused. When Torres's friend lost a leg during a skirmish, the entire platoon stayed up with him. They cried, they comforted, and when a scout ship brought news of Korak forces heading toward another peaceful colony, the Marines suited up without hesitation. "We protect those who can't protect themselves," Mara said. "That's the rule. But the galaxy says you are dangerous," Salith said, her voice shaking. Mara gave a dark smile. "They say that because we don't run. Because when monsters show up, we don't negotiate, we end them." Salith looked into her eyes and for the first time understood. The humans weren't bloodthirsty because they loved war. They were feared because when evil rose, they didn't back down. They carried the burden no one else dared to. The final proof came days later. The Korak found her. A long-range scout ship pinged her genetic signature. A cruiser followed, massive, armored, and gleaming with the same menace that had murdered her world. It descended on the moon's orbit with demands: surrender the Thari girl or be annihilated. Outpost Helix 7 didn't even hesitate. She's under Terran protection, Mara said into the comms. Come for her, and you'll wish you hadn't. The Korak opened fire. The humans responded in kind. From Salith's window in the bunker, she saw the battle unfold, a brutal ballet of fire and metal. Human ships, smaller and older, moved like hornets, striking with precision. Ground batteries roared. Drones darted and sacrificed themselves to protect civilians. And in the chaos, she saw Mara's squad launch in drop pods straight onto the Korak ship. Aboard that dark Leviathan, Sergeant Mara Voss led her Marines into the heart of enemy hell. With ruthless efficiency, they cleared deck after deck, leaving behind nothing but silence. They fought not for glory, but for a girl the galaxy deemed unworthy. When the Korak ship exploded and the sky fell quiet, the outpost cheered. Salith cried. Later, when the Galactic Council inquired how a child had survived the Korak genocide, the answer shocked them. Only the bloodthirsty humans saved her. And from that day forward, the myth began to unravel. Perhaps the galaxy needed such monsters not to dominate, but to protect. Perhaps sometimes the most dangerous species were also the most noble.